What you wearing, Ashaya? What's that?
Oh, this. Um, what do I call it? A moo
I was
kind
just
of
about to say a muumuu.
something like that. Yeah,
Maybe
but
you.
like it's. I guess that's the American word for it. I guess moo,
What
right?
language? You speak multiple languages?
Oh, speak? No, but
Ah,
She's Nigerian though.
What's
um,
Nigerian.
what is it in Nigeria? What is it called?
So you got
uh,
over here too, 90 Day Fiance.
You speak Igbo? Is that how you say it?
I'm both Yoruba and Igbo.
Okay.
My dad is Yoruba, my mom is Igbo, but I understand the languages. They never taught the language to me, but
Really?
Was it because they were choosing to like assimilate? That they wanted to assimilate a lot of cultures from over
yeah,
there. They forced the kids like we speak English here. It was like that with you.
it was
The boarding
yeah.
school.
They felt bad because they around the time that they came here. The children that they saw, they were having difficulties and all of that. So they were like, well, we don't want our kids to have any further difficulties with, their culture and then, be going to school with other kids. So I'm like, all right, I get it. I mean, but you did give us an African ass name, so what difference does it make? Like, you really screwed me either way. So it doesn't really matter. But now it's more of I can see the regret because speaking of, my mom she had seen one kid, watching her gospel things. Oh, God. Anyway,
Oh my lord! You
I
should
say
have been
it
my
like
last
that.
podcast.
I can't, like, every day, every day. It be bothering me. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But
You okay?
the
I saw you trying to
ooh,
hold it in. Like
Sometimes kombucha be having that little tang. You know how you drink soda, it fizz.
oh
That
yeah,
joint don't hit you until it get in your throat.
Boonie over there look like she about to die.
We was talking about LGBT stuff.
Yeah,
It was Pride. We literally in the community. They kicked us off.
wasn't that? Didn't I have the sticker up there and everything on my thing? Like
I think so.
so,
I
like,
could
bro,
have
why y'all kicking me
swore.
off,
Wait,
bro?
wait. Rewind, replay. What happened?
So we were all on live. It
And
was
It
me,
was me,
Boonie.
Boonie, and fucking Royal.
it was
I know
Ray
I brought up
too
the.
at first. Ray was
But
on there
Ray
first.
was, I had
And
kicked Ray off
that nigga was being racist.
as
Uh
fuck.
huh.
And they said nothing.
He was really being racist against Curator,
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening?
and I didn't catch it. Boonie had to tell
Me
me
neither. I was
afterwards that he
like,
was
what
being
is
racist.
I was like, what is happening? And then I'm putting two and two together, like, is he talking about Kira?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a
what's wrong
pale
with
skinned
this
native,
guy?
and you know how I say, what the fuck am I supposed to look like? How many of us have you seen? Have you gone to a powwow? Have you been to a reservation?
Cause it was cool. Curator got on and he just like went off like he was. I'm like, boy, what's wrong with you?
I've been living this shit my entire fucking life.
I used to call myself racist, but after I saw that,
Now that nigga is racist. I'm sorry, that nigga is racist.
That's like, I don't see it happen so often. I don't even remember his motherfucking screen name.
he is racist for sure. Me and him, we don't talk no more though.
At all?
The way
At
I
all.
see it is,
I thought you said you had
when
messaged
I'm
him.
on
Like, you stopped
podcast
him, cut him
people,
off completely.
I stopped that. He is a kid and it's stupid. The stuff that he be doing, I can't.
You know he likes you still.
I can't do it. He a kid. 22, he be doing dumb stuff. I be like, why am I responding to this? I'm not doing this no more. It's stupid.
But
and it's
we
like me
were
and
all on a live talking about like different stuff, and then we got on the gay people topic about people like trying to tell their parents or something. I'm like, how
And you was
messed
telling
up.
us how somebody got kicked out of their
Yeah,
house.
yeah. I'm like, that's messed up, and literally, boom, it cut us off.
Yeah.
Right when I got there.
See, I got a thing
And
on race.
then Shaya, they played in his face and told him he couldn't come back to July 4th.
Damn.
Right? I was hot. What's going on, guys? It's your man Roy C. Roy here today.
And I'm the Central Genius,
And welcome to another episode of the Royal Genius Podcast,
where we took a look at things affecting the Black community from a sociological and psychological lens.
Plus, we always keep it real. Today
Today
we're here.
Go
ahead.
Today we're talking about mythical Black stereotypes and how we feel about them in general, basically.
And we have Curator, Bert, and Seye with us. How
Your
y'all doing?
favorite native.
We're here.
The worst version you could afford.
We're gonna jump into the first segment with this question. How do you feel about Black stereotypes in general? And Black as in all under the umbrella of Black. Or we can go as far as saying
first because I'll make this too long.
All right, I'll jump on this. Stop having stereotypes. Get to know somebody first before you actually have an assumption.
Not all Black people look alike.
Not all Black people play sports. Not all Black people can sing. Not all Black people are immune to medical conditions.
Not all
The list goes on.
Seriously.
Just because I'm dating a Black woman doesn't mean she's better in bed. They don't have a higher pain tolerance.
What did you
Not
say,
all of them can twerk it.
What did you say, Boonie?
He said just because I'm dating a Black woman don't mean she better than me. That might be true.
we gonna claim that's the
Nah. We're going down that road. I'll call that the road of sickle cell. Some of y'all lay down like a dead bitch.
Please.
I'm sorry. I'm
gotta
not
catch us on the right
I ain't all
day,
about
man.
that voodoo and bringing zombies back. How about that, Boonie? I need some moans. I need some talking. I can't have you being.
Who do that? Black women.
No, I had two goals in my entire sexual experience that they did not like noise during sex, and it was like I do not understand why the fuck not. Are you trying to hide it from Jesus or something?
Wait,
Like
silence?
what kind of can you imagine?
Just silence?
What kind of
Yeah,
sex
just
is y'all
straight
having?
silence.
That's like having
Like,
a
like,
dream
like,
orgasm.
like,
That's like
like,
serial killer shit.
Nah, that's yeah.
Sarah.
Having sex with a dead body?
Sarah.
Silence.
Get you a sex doll.
That is crazy.
One, I don't want a fucking corpse. And a sex doll is I feel like that's fucking a corpse.
It is.
Now,
Well,
Sarah,
if she ain't moving and she ain't screaming, it's basically the same thing. I'm just saying.
Maybe she was in the necrophilia.
It's silent. I need to know. Point these women out immediately.
I'm trying
Man,
to.
they must be dead. Like some people, it'd be dead inside. Because how?
They'd be like, oh, no, it's all about feeling, not noise being made.
Oh, it's all about feeling,
expressing
noise,
yourself.
interaction. I gotta know.
Exactly.
I gotta know what I'm doing,
It's a
and you gotta let me know what I'm
communication
doing.
thing. If we're not communicating
Exactly.
how I'm gonna know
you
you like
feel like you're humping a body.
I mean, you are humping a body.
Oh, yeah.
definitely are.
It's just, it's still within 30 minutes where it's warm.
But
That's
about the
silent.
stereotypes in general.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah,
most
go.
part, for the most part, I feel like stereotypes don't be true, but it do be some that be true. Like it be some stereotypes that do be true. So I don't even be offended sometimes, but for the most part, they're not. They're just things that they made up about us for us to be different from them. For us to be extremely different from them. Like, yeah, we have to look at you a certain type of way to show you which one is superior and which one is inferior. So we're going to create these stereotypes so you can look a certain type of way to make us look a certain type of way.
I think it's the thought process behind using what would seem to the naked eye as a positive stereotype, I put that in quotes, to demean a person. Like, that's some gymnastics. That's some heavy ass gymnast. Like, are you, anyway.
Box you in, yeah.
I think I see what you're going. The mental gymnastics they have to go through to make it okay in their brain.
But you know that's that weapon. That's that mental prison, we call it. That's the weapon.
Okay.
Psychological warfare it's the weapon that we cannot fight against.
Right.
It works
Okay.
every time. We have not beat it yet. We haven't.
It's been working for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I got a good fucking point to make on that subject. All of us are at a cookout. Who's opening the door to the police? Out of the 5 of us.
Someone with glasses.
I think
you already know it's
gonna
you.
be curated.
You already know it's you.
How you doing, officer? And the only black guy that can be with me has to have glasses. I'll say,
can definitely
boy, when Bert's cool, they
open
won
the
the new
door
one.
for the police and be fine.
Do you know that I literally changed up my voice?
That's true.
Not, you know what I mean, for the most part.
Okay, yeah.
If they do their job, know.
If they do their job.
If they do their job.
People ask me, why do you answer the door?
Finished
before shooting me.
Were you finished? So were you finished?
Oh no, that was my only comment. I just think that that's amazing. Like, it's amazing in a weird psychotic way. Like, you can make something positive a positive stereotype to demean someone. Like, that's wild. It's wild. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
I feel like stereotypes were made up a lot of times, especially the ones about us, like the watermelon one, because we were farming watermelons.
Yeah.
So that's the food that we ate. You relegated us to eating this stuff. So make fun of us because you made it to where this is the only stuff that we could eat.
Mm-hmm.
And so it became a stereotype when it was rooted in the truth because that's all we could eat.
Mm-hmm.
But now it carries on to where a lot of people like, I don't even like fried chicken. It is my least favorite form of chicken to eat.
Motherfucker.
It ain't my least favorite, but like
it's my
native this is a true story.
Let me finish.
All right.
In general, I think it's just stupid. If you look at somebody and think just because that they're black, they're this or whatever, it's ignorant, it's stupid. Like, why are you considering doing that? Like, why are you looking at somebody and thinking that everybody is the same? We're not. So
I feel like we feed into it a lot.
Sometimes
in our community,
especially
the good blacks versus the bad blacks, they feed into it a lot.
That.
We supposed to act this type of way. Let's act this type of way. Whatever, you're not acting this way. You're not a good reflection of your community. You're making us look bad. It's like, no, they're not. You're not
a real one. That's what you're thinking of.
If they looking bad, they making themselves look bad. They not making me look bad.
I hate that argument. It pisses me off so much that we have and there's so many people on TikTok across the internet, period, though, that are the good blacks.
Good blacks. It's a lot more of them than the bad ones.
And people are doing it unconsciously now with the stuff like
Suki
about
Hana and the sexy red.
They said that you are feeding into that stereotype. That's not me. I don't like that.
I love them because they don't care. That's why I love them so much, because it's like, and I think a lot of those good blacks are mad because at one point they were on the top. Now things have changed to where you don't have to act a certain way. You don't have to present yourself a certain way. You don't have to be articulate to the point that is acceptable. Because I feel like they are articulate. We understand what they're talking about. We understand their songs. So you can't say that they don't know how to articulate things or whatever. They just don't speak in a way that you think is acceptable. Like, I
It's
feel
'cause
like
they're so consumed with their proximity to whiteness. It's just wild.
right. That's what it
Exactly.
is.
Like,
And now
Trust
it's
me,
like
it's tiring.
you can be on top without having to act like that, and they don't like it. Because really,
yeah.
when you look at it, you have a lot of people there. There is, like we always say, we're not a monolith. There's so many different types of us, but most people are gonna want to follow them because they're fun, and they don't like that. It's like we're not on top no more. We're not the face of Black people, which I feel like having a face of any race is stupid.
We don't
We
need a
need to
face.
stop. We need to stop looking at you ain't representing us correctly, whatever. There's no one person who's representing a group of people. That's
No,
not how
they're
it
representing
works.
themselves.
Exactly.
Exactly. That part
Exactly.
right there. And I think they sit there and say, well, this is the representative of Black women now.
No.
And that's the fucking point I try to make every time I speak on something. I am Nashali. I am not speaking for every fucking indigenous tribe of this country.
Right.
I'm speaking on the ideals that I grew up with.
That's the only thing you can speak to is your experience.
Exactly.
I'm not speaking for all Black people. We have a lot of things that we do have in common because I feel like the Black experience is a shared experience. We have a lot of things that we share, some of these things that we can all
Like
say
here's
that
like
we saw growing up, but a lot of people, you know,
Mostly
they-
traumatic stuff.
Like if you want to talk
it's
about
a lot of
experiences,
traumatic things.
It is.
like experience in the Black culture to the Native culture. This is one thing I like to do with young, indigenous and or young, Black, youngins I talk to. I'm like, where did chitlins come from? The masters gave you the shit part of the animal. Where does fry bread come from in Native culture? They gave us flour knowing we had no idea how to cook it, use it, or do anything with it. It was really a fuck you, starve to death.
Mhm.
They did the same thing with lobster too until they figured out we knew how to cook that shit.
That part.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
But they
that's
were clean conscious. We gave them food. We didn't give them the knowledge.
We made something out of nothing.
No,
It's like-
them people didn't have no knowledge. The only knowledge they had was take.
Like the
Oh,
fucking
it's-
goddamn.
That's the only thing
Dude.
they knew. Take. That don't make you smart.
Look
Right.
up the goddamn. Like I'll send it to you guys later for you guys to look up. The fucking area that I'm in. They're talking about redoing schools and talking about the beneficial skills slaves learn from being enslaved, like how to cook and how to do that shit.
Nigga,
Oh,
we was
God.
doing that.
And
That's
all of
the,
us are sitting there like,
We're
are you
already doing
fucking
stuff
serious?
like that.
that stuff is actually going to be taught in Florida schools this coming year.
I read that. Yeah.
I've
Literally.
said this on other episodes, but I'll say it again. They always fucking say like when I was in fucking school, why weren't the Native American slaves? Oh, we couldn't handle the heat, so they had to go get Black people from Africa. And then they're taught like Africa is the only place Black people live. Like nope, Boonie's ancestors from Haiti. There's an island called Barbados.
Africa.
There's
bro.
also Jamaica. Like, cause I can't tell you how many times I heard, oh, they're gonna send us back to Africa. Motherfucker, you don't know where you're from.
there's Black people in the Middle East. What are you talking about? We're all
Black
over.
people everywhere. Like
we've been
all
everywhere.
over.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Exactly.
You heard the story of the Black Samurai? Bro, we've been
Mhm.
Like, we
everywhere, bro.
everywhere.
Yasuke.
It's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of
Been
people.
everywhere, bro.
We literally.
The part of Yasuke's story that we have to mention if we're gonna bring him up is that when they first saw him, they stripped him down and tried to wash him to see if it was ink.
Hmm.
That is sick.
They scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed because they never saw a Black person before.
There was a literal
I
commercial
know they
that
still
came
do
out.
that today.
There was a commercial that came
Not
out
to that
a few
extent,
years
but
ago where they were showing like how good this soap was or whatever. And so they had a Black guy in the commercial, right?
Mhm.
And so they
and then
showed the
they
woman
put him in the washing.
they put him in the washer and he came out
Oh,
like
Asian.
Asian. I'm just like, hey,
That's fucked
yo.
up.
It was a real commercial too for a soap product out there.
Now we're
I would have laughed.
because we're talking about like, commercials and like fetishism.
It's a wild commercial. Like, Somebody in
I
the
want-
boardroom was like, "Yeah, that's
That's
the one.
it.
That's
Like,
it."
What made me laugh is like I
That's
didn't
what's gonna get me
see
to
where
watch
it was
it.
going. I didn't see where it was going. I'm like, so she's washing clothes.
it's just laugh out of shock value. It don't
Yeah,
be
I
because
was.
it's
That's
actually
it,
funny.
it was just like,
It just
what?
be ridiculous.
really
so
did
it's
that?
funny. It's crazy.
They really did that.
Like,
And there's one tribe, I'm not going to out them by name, because they were heavily worshipped bears, and the first time they saw a black person, they believed them to be of the bear, and everyone wanted to intermix with them.
well,
So it goes into like a subject I asked about like in previous episode. Later episodes, not previous.
and I kind of feel like that's where the myth stuff come from, because we were so unlike other people. It was like you have to be something inhuman. Like, you can't be human. There's no way.
They
'Cause you're
literally
really
had
like
exhibits
us.
of us. Like,
That is crazy.
we
We have the
wanted-
same body parts. What you mean I can't
Have y'all
be
seen?
human?
Have y'all seen the Sarah Bartman story?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I suggest everybody watch it if you haven't. It's like they literally thought we
They put her in
came
the
from
freak show.
Right. They thought them came from monkeys. They were like, and they had junk science back then that was proven that tried to prove their points. We'll see the shape of her skull and the shape of her breast, and it's just like, bro.
If anybody look like monkeys,
It's eugenics. Eugenics is that's the junk science that you're talking about.
Yep. And they still try to teach that sometimes today. Like it's some remnants of that still around today. But we know better.
Well, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of that, some of the stuff that we turn to prove that we didn't is biblical, and that's still something that they gave us.
Yeah. It's the Black community and Christianity is its own little
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
But
But if
fuck
everybody
the Catholics.
did everybody answer the question?
what
I
was it?
think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was kind of waiting off on that, but for me to answer on it, I want to go into a more modern belief that is still being passed on, and this is why I brought up tattooism. A lot of tattooists believe black people have a higher pain tolerance, their skin's thicker, that they need to be pressed harder to get the ink in. But no, if your skin's more melanated, you can't hold certain colors. Like I have a tattoo on my left shoulder that is blue. I blew the dice on that if that would even stick in my skin. Being one of the hardest goddamn colors to hold in your skin is blue. Second, the first one is being red. But tattoos will do whatever the fuck you want. If you say, hey, I want a fucking strawberry ice cream cone right here, they're gonna give it to you. But that pink's gonna blow right the fuck out because it won't stick in the melanin. And that tattoos is most likely gonna be digging a lot deeper than he needs to because, well, he was taught that black people have harder skin. Like you go to the father of modern gynecology, they're just now asterisking his name of how many black women he sacrificed and his studies of dissecting them without anesthesia.
A lot of them did that. Like, for instance, sickle cell. God ain't gave me this disease. Y'all did.
I was like, I'm trying to even stay off that because, well, it's too straightforward.
Y'all did. That's why
But-
people be like, God gave me this disease for such and such. No, you didn't.
No, because see, the whole sickle cell thing is I've heard giving my medical background and my fucking. Let me be careful, because people are like, okay, if that mainly affects the black community, some of the Asian community, and a minute part of the Spaniard community.
It literally
Now,
affects
then
everybody.
they tell you now if you mix with a white man, they don't have sickle cell at all. So they
It's a lie.
they can play that as an excuse for designer babies, as I
can
call
tell
them.
by your genotype. So if you got any other genotype besides two A's, then there's a possibility you can create a child with sickle cell trait, which can create a child with the full disease, depending on who they have a child with. But sickle cell trait was created to fight against malaria.
And the funny thing is, males are always carriers. Females get the goddamn results.
So yeah,
That's crazy. They created something to fix something else. Y'all
And
gotta
then-
stop playing with stuff.
and that's
Yeah.
exactly why I say I don't really deal
Like,
with
what you
curious
get,
like
well,
that.
the best way to get rid of a community is to take out its females.
Mhm. And honestly, the black men are helping them. But that's
Well,
another topic for another
Oh,
day.
fuck
let's
me,
move-
get me on that topic.
Well, let's move to the hear me out segment. What mythical black stereotypes do you hate?
The one that we're invincible, like thinking that we got tougher skin is ridiculous when you literally can feel that we don't. It doesn't feel any different. So like Curator was saying, the tattooist, you have done enough tattoos on black people to know that it's not true. If you continue to feed into that stereotype, you want to. It's because you want to, not because this is facts. Because you got the experience that proves that this is a lie, but you continue to do it because you want to. But I hate stereotypes that try to make it seem like we just magic. Black girl magic is one of those things that annoy me. I hate it because it's like we're magical, like we can fix
Barbie.
anything.
So they can withstand
anything.
anything.
They can withstand anything. They can fix anything. They can heal anything. I don't want to be a healer. Like, I've been getting to points where I'm like, dang, is that really all I'm here for? To help other people?
This strong black woman. Like, I like, bruh, sometimes it's tiring.
It is. Like, that's all y'all see me as. It's one of those ones that I feel like I'm sick of it, but I don't think it's going nowhere.
And it's like, you flirt with a black woman, like, hey, I like your hair, and they're like, like, and then you don't say nothing else to the bitch. You're like, I just heard this comment on your hair. Whoever did your hair was good at it. Look, I know how to do hair. I'm native. I've been braiding since I was alive. And it's just a heavy part of the fucking culture. Now, when it comes to fucking goddamn, what do you call it? Stereotypes or supernatural abilities, I'm gonna opt out on that one because I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna fucking, I'll go last.
Bro, you voted for this. You better speak up.
Oh, I don't. Royal told me don't take up more than 10 minutes.
I did not say that.
You better speak up.
I did not say that.
You better talk.
Text. I screenshot that motherfucker.
I did not say that shit.
You better talk.
Come on, brother.
This is how we have a conversation, bro.
All right. Fuck it. Just because you're black don't mean you have rhythm. Just because you're black doesn't mean you can twerk that ass. Just because you're black doesn't mean Laurel can rhyme on a dime and it's at the same symbol as signing on my mind.
But I can though. Go ahead.
Same.
I have seen black Brazilian women that cannot twerk to save their life.
We got
and it was very sad.
I see the black women with the biggest booties. They can't twerk. They
can't use it. I'm like, what?
I'm like, ooh,
especially those Brazilian women be yammed up, double yammed up on a Tuesday.
Like, and I have seen one that can't do anything with it.
Bro, like
I had a come to Jesus moment at a strip club because of that. I'm like,
I'm not dressed as Jesus right now, so that's not fair. I chose the wrong fucking episode.
I'm like, I remember I was at the bar, I was throwing tequila back, I see a Brazilian walk up, they gave her all this hype. I got up to that stage, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what?
I'd be in college. There was one girl.
The stiffest back ever.
Yeah, and like all the other brothers were like trying to speak to her in Spanish. I'm like, yo, she's from Brazil. She speaks Portuguese. What? It's kind of like Spanish, but she don't understand what you're asking. You're in America. You might want to speak English. She seems to have a grasp on that. I was like, well, what that back to? She's like, I don't know how to. I'm like, what?
That's not the kind of dances they do in that culture, though, either.
Yeah. So. Is that why you're over here?
Oh, All black people
Well,
know
yeah, go.
voodoo and hoodoo.
I mean,
All black people are better in bed. All black people know seasoning.
I mean,
now that one right there is true.
There's some that don't though.
But I
All
will
black
say
people
this:
want to be ginger.
that stereotype needs to die because y'all be seasoning y'all food so much. I don't know what I'm eating. I just taste
Your mama running around the goddamn car.
I hate the season. Like y'all be putting 10 seasoning on some chicken.
We're gonna make that chicken taste different than everyone else's chicken.
It
You know it's chicken.
Just tastes like salt.
No. We ain't trying to get HBP over here. We trying to make sure all chicken hits the right notes though.
Don't be good.
If it's on chicken, chicken is the food of the fucking people. That ain't a race.
It be messing up my tongue.
Seasoning. I have never met a motherfucker saying I hate chicken.
Facts.
Right. Not outright just hate chicken. You might not like a certain type of like.
It ain't like meatloaf when people are like, you haven't had my meatloaf. It's raw hamburger meat with ketchup, bitch.
Exactly.
And you mix pork in with it too.
I hate
meatloaf. Another tasteless white meat. God,
what they black people gonna do is put some pork
white
in it.
meat with flavor.
Mix it half and half.
Black people gonna put some pork in it. 100%. But that seasoning stuff gotta go. And stop seasoning macaroni. It don't supposed to go on there. It's annoying.
Who put seasoning in macaroni?
No.
People do.
I've been seeing so many people do that on social media. It be pissing me off.
You don't need no seasoning.
You gotta put salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder.
Bruh. I was like in goddamn work.
That's the getting on my nerve. I don't want my macaroni tasting like chicken.
What'd you say, Shay?
I said that's the magic trio of seasoning. He said salt, pepper, paprika.
The real fucking goddamn magic is the fucking Lawry's goddamn
stuff I keep over here.
Fucking onion powder.
Bro, they be over seasoning everything. That job be pissing me off. I'm looking at somebody cook. Y'all know I like looking at cooking stuff.
See, the thing is, you gotta do it to taste too. That's the thing. You can't just put it all in there and fucking eyeball it and expect it to taste good. No, you gotta like take a little bit, like when you're cooking it down, and be like, okay, that's a little bit too much. I need to add some more of whatever I'm making.
That's another thing about these cooking videos that piss me off. Like, they ain't tasting it while they're cooking it.
Yeah.
Right. This do it to the ancestors say stop.
No, the ancestors ain't eating this.
My ancestors are gonna tell you, bro, you might want to actually taste this shit, okay?
You season to taste every time.
The biggest fucking insult in my culture. We all had a goddamn fucking, you all at my table. I cook for y'all. If you put salt, pepper on that shit before you taste it, I'm hitting you with a bottle.
Agreed.
Motherfucker, I was in that kitchen for an hour and a half cooking this shit. You don't even want to see what it tastes like from a fucking native.
They do. It's like your taste buds are fried because you over season everything. You can't even taste nothing no more. That's why they putting salt and pepper on it before they even taste it.
Taste some of their food. Your food tastes like hypertension, bro. Your food tastes like
That's why I don't like soul food. It be too much. Like, what are you doing? I can't.
I taste the diabetes in this shit.
And I got sensitive.
That's when it's good.
No, it's not.
When you know you're gonna lose a year and a half on your life, you know it's done.
You just reminded me of a fucking story.
I'm sick of it.
My twin worked at it. Fucking
like y'all can't.
But that whole soul food is triggered me right back to my memory because this is the day my twin should have got her ass beat, but they didn't beat their ass because the black community decided to be the bigger person. So she worked at a Greek restaurant, and they advertised on the soul and R&B station. So you had black customers come in here. This ain't soul food, and then like they get mad. They sit down and they say, "What's good?" And my fucking sister said, and I quote, "Well, we have very good fried chicken, and we know we have good fruits like watermelon." I told that bitch, "Did you get hit?" They glared at me. I'm like, "How did you not know this was a stereotype?" She's like, "Oh, I made a racist." They're like, "Yes, you should have got your ass kicked. I'm thinking about punching you for them."
By the way, I love watermelon and chicken. Okay.
Oh, I love some watermelon though. If it's
Yeah,
fresh.
yes.
All the goddamn stuff
Yeah,
that's
when they got
screaming,
the perfect
"Bye,"
sweet.
and
It's not too
great.
sweet, but it's
No, I know, but I noticed there's a difference between the watermelons. The seedless ones are not the
Yeah.
same. They do
They're
not
not.
hit the same.
They're not. The seeded ones are the best ones. And
Your
honestly,
seeded
lately,
ones are bred and
watermelon has not
modified. That's
been-
the thing for your
Right,
seedless
they
ones.
don't
They
taste-
haven't
they
been
taste-
good.
They taste like pretend
So,
watermelon.
And we're
you
gonna
said
talk about
pretend
watermelon.
watermelon.
they do. Because I'm like, dang, man, when the watermelon coming out the garden? 'Cause my family be having
Guys.
gardens.
I'm gonna give you a secret on how to fucking grow a watermelon. You know how you find one that has that deep yellow side?
Mm-hmm.
That's
how
the
you know
one
they
you want.
sweet. Yeah.
That's the one that's fully matured, fully sweet.
Oh yeah.
You don't want the one that has, slightly yellow. It's only slightly been on the ground. It's still growing. When one side is fully yellow, don't worry. That dump method is bullshit.
Bro, watermelon
Seedless
used
or
to be
not.
so good back in the day. It don't taste the same.
It don't
no
hit the
more.
same no more.
Nothing
It
hits
don't.
the
So
same.
good.
Look at
back
all
in the day,
drinks.
bro.
Everything.
It was nothing like having a
carbonated,
watermelon on a
fucking
hot day.
sugar additive.
Bro, we used to be outside all day, get
Man,
cut
come in there.
watermelon. God dang, it don't taste the same no more.
Okay, let me go into my stereotype that I hate is black people can't swim.
I hate that one too.
I hate that
my
one.
God.
I hate that one so much because I grew up in a family where we all swim. Like it was just I took like 2 days of swimming classes when I was like 7 or 8. And I knew it already though. My mom and dad just wanted to make sure I was good. Like
I taught myself.
literally I can fall asleep floating.
I
It's-
natively
I
can't
know about all
swim.
that, but
I admittedly cannot swim either. So
I taught myself how to swim just because I believe I know how to do anything. So I'm gonna just do it. And you be like, well, you know how to swim? Yeah, lying.
So in the military,
Get it up.
in the military, we had this thing called drown proofing, where if you didn't know how to swim, you learned how to swim pretty freaking quickly too, right? And when you're drown proofing, that's when you go into a swimming pool. They like have an arena-sized pool that y'all can go into like during boot camp and everything. And they slap about 120 pounds of gear on you.
Oh, yeah,
you're in full camouflage, and you got to jump in that water, and you got to tread. And you're going to continue to do that until you learn how to tread in the water. So you will learn how to swim by the end of the fucking day, or you're going to drown.
My grandpa threw my uncle in the ocean. Like,
it's something like that.
The ocean?
Yes.
That's what I was like, huh?
Yeah, it's like brace for shock and good luck.
Like the ocean?
The ocean is wild.
Yeah.
He threw him in there with a wildlife and the
He was like, figure it out.
So you're gonna see every motherfucker, no matter what shade, what size, or whatever. You're gonna jump off that fucking diving board high up in the air, and you're gonna learn how to swim.
I ain't know about no diving board now.
There's a diving board included.
I can love all you guys, call you all my cousins.
You know
I
what's
ain't diving
crazy?
water.
I wouldn't jump off a diving board, but I would jump off a cliff.
Wait, so you wouldn't jump off a high dive?
No.
Man,
I would
there's
jump
nothing like
off
that feeling jumping off a
I
high
would
dive.
jump off
it
a
was
cliff,
fun.
though.
If I knew how to swim, I'd do it, but I don't. So
You wouldn't
I'm
have
not.
to, Boonie.
Yeah.
That'd be like, I can't swim. Well, if you don't want to swim, kick
learn
that
how to
bitch. I'm
float
kicking you
first.
off the cliff.
And you got it. Look, if we go out,
I'm too riddled with anxiety. Like,
if we ever go out and
every time I go in there, no.
If we get it like at a
I
hotel
don't
that
know
has
how
a
to
pool,
swim, but I know how to swim. But also, water is like sickle cell's enemy.
Worst enemy.
So it's
really?
I get out, pain.
Yes, we literally every single time I get in the pool, I have pain.
You have a crisis.
Really?
It's a shock, isn't it? Like from the
Yeah,
cold and
it's a
everything.
shock from the cold,
Yeah.
even if it's warm. Because I used to love getting in the pool. I would get in, and then I would get in a hot tub. Terrible idea.
No, that's
Bad
major shock because you're going from one extreme to
Terrible
another.
idea.
but
Bruh.
if it's a regular like warm pool, will it still affect you? Because I thought that it would be like
Yeah,
different in your
it's
joints.
It's when you, no matter what the temperature
matter.
is, when you get out, it's a wrap.
Oh,
Or in, it's just
It's
your body.
a disease to the microbes of the blood cells.
Exactly.
the body.
That immediate shock. So it's like there's no way you can gradually do it. So
any shift in temperature.
it don't it don't matter.
So what's
Like,
the temperature of the water, right?
I'm sure you
It's
guys
the
have heard
water,
of.
too.
You've heard of skin grafts, right?
The reason why
Yeah,
I
I've
say
had a
that,
few.
the reason why I say that is because pour some on me. Same
Because
thing.
I was going to bring up an old method that I was told about. We don't do it anymore, as far as I know. Because if you heard of skin grafts, but you said you had a few.
Mm-hmm.
They used to put leeches on top of the skin grafts because they're sucking blood, and they would draw blood to the area of the skin graft. It would actually make it stick better.
Yeah, no, they didn't quite do that. Like for me, no, what they did for
It's an old practice. Like
yeah.
the person who told me that she remembers Jimmy Carter being young.
Oh Jesus.
And
Yeah,
we were
OG
in
triple
class,
OG.
and she asked, "Is he still alive?" And I typed it in. I'm like, "Yeah, he's like 98."
Mm-hmm.
99 now.
Yeah, ain't nobody like keep up with him that much anymore. But yeah, no, like with me with the skin grafts, what happened was when I was a kid, I spent 3 months in the hospital because I had a flesh-eating virus. And
Necrosis.
yeah, I had that. That was fun. That was my Disney World
That was fun.
summer vacation for 3 months.
That sounds awful.
And like one of the skin grafts they did actually involved pig skin. They actually put that there before they actually moved like actual skin there to see if it was going to stick. So
Really?
yeah.
And here's the thing with
My
fucking
cousin had to get skin draft one time in a big area too.
I will
Got
say using
burned.
pig skin is not racist at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the only thing that's as close to human anatomy skin wise, and it's used as a test. Because say, Boonie is fucking, Bert's sister, and they could just, take some of her skin off. Why should we rip off her leg if it ain't gonna fucking stick?
Exactly. So they put it on, I think, for like a couple of days just to make sure everything would metabolize and stick, and then they moved it off and then moved some skin from one leg to another just to kind of make everything match up. And it still was ugly, but it worked. So
And the closest thing after pig skin is wood. So what are you gonna pick? Human
exactly.
or pig or wood?
Yeah. Now, like I
They
think in
wouldn't let
some
me
countries they're
use
using
bones
fish
with
skin
some
for like
wood.
superficial ones or something too.
What'd you say, Boonie?
If they let me switch out my bones for wood, I would do that.
Why?
I wouldn't.
I would.
It's like you got blood flow going through yours. You have a constipation. Yeah. Oh,
So I
fun
won't
fact.
have all this pain. What you mean? Why? I know you didn't just ask me
Yeah.
that question.
You have
I just
cells in
think
your body
about
called
wood
osteoblast.
breaks easier than bone, though.
No matter how bad your body is, your
Not
bones
with sickle
are
cell.
always 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
For the rest of your life, your bones are 20 years old. Because your osteoblasts go over your goddamn bone cells and replace them constantly. So your skeleton is always 20.
I don't feel 20.
Is that true for us? Because I don't think so.
Everybody.
It don't feel 20 at all.
Yeah, that's called
Old as fuck.
cartilage, muscle, and blood.
Right.
I say that's why you think all you guys when you were 23, you pop and get off the couch and you hear that crack in your knee, you're like, what the fuck? When you get your first pop in the shoulder, or you turn your head and your neck crack.
Pop like that.
Or you be sitting on the ground, you're leaning against someone, and all of a sudden your whole back goes off like firecrackers.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's so many goddamn superstitions when it comes to the black community, and I'm trying to avoid the one that I hear for being, because me and Will talked about doing a segment about.
Let us know what you hear.
No, some of them go over for being white passing, and I wanted to say some of that for that discussion.
Okay.
Because people come around me, they will say every single word they think about Bert, Seye, Royal, Boonie around me up until I defend you. If I mention that my, girlfriend's black or Haitian, if I mention that I'm Native American, they will start going, what are you? Are you white? No. Are you some kind of Mexican? Are you some kind of Asian? You can't be one of those savages, are you? Because in my area, they really fucking hate us.
Even if you were white and you defended them, why is the first question, what are you? Is it so unusual for a white person
I'm not white. Because if I was white, I would be 100% on the joke. Fuck those N-words, fuck those, Mexicans.
So that
fuck
means
everybody
allies
else.
don't be allying. If that's what they think, that's the first thing they think is unusual for us to be defended by white people. They don't be allying behind our back.
They don't.
And like with my
They
last
absolutely
job,
don't. That's why every time they
Do it in
record,
public.
they record a
That's
private
why
white
I don't accept-
conversation.
That's why I don't accept it.
here's the scariest thing for any business. Can I say, because I did this with my ex. I got her a job working with me. And this is a basically white-dominated place. They're coming down on her. I go into the office. I say, racism. I'm white passing, and I'm telling white men they're being racist to a brown person. I'm the scariest thing they can do. Because, you got another, white person telling another white person they're being racist. That's when HR, the goddamn fucking president, everyone who's involved in the business has to get involved. Because they don't want another white person to scream racism at them, because then they don't know what to do, because it obviously is.
Then that means that that's what you should be doing as a white person if you really an ally.
That's why they gotta understand that, because it's every time they record one of these conversations, I'm just like, that's how y'all freely talk. Those private white conversations when they're in their right room, the N-word flies so freely with them. They say it all the time, and nobody flinches because they're used to that. So they're aware a lot of times when they do that. So they change their lingo when they come out, but when they get angry, they let it fly. Anywhere. But I'm gonna say it, and then they, but no, you were already thinking that. You already have that in your head. That's part of your vocabulary already.
It's in your heart. Racism is the stupidest thing that has ever existed.
It's like when I was growing up, I'm the Benton Harbor, Michigan. Look up a street. Its name is Wakanda. It's not bullshit. It exists. That is the street where pale people go to die. And then you see me walking down with all my friends growing up. I'm the palest bitch on there. You know what that made me? The scariest motherfucker to anyone around. I would say the N-word with them, without the ER, no one blinked at it. So there's me and fucking 5 black guys all just hanging out being human. And people were scared of me because I'm pale. And be like, nah, he ain't white, he native. They didn't do nothing to us. They got fucked way before we got fucked.
They be letting, see, I love you, Curator, but don't ever say that.
I don't. Honestly, no, let me say my piece on that. Anyone who wants to say the word, you probably a motherfucking racist.
Yeah.
I got plenty of words that are racist against my own people that I do not teach people in my language. I'll let those words die.
People gotta stop letting people pass with that junk too, because that peso, I hate it.
Huh? What did you just say?
Peso, the rapper. He be saying it like he
let it. First off, who is that?
He's a rapper. He literally.
He's a rapper he's from New York, right?
And he's Hispanic. He's Latino.
He's Mexican.
I thought he was from New York or Florida.
I thought he was from Texas.
He's from Texas?
Because the Sauce family is from Texas, and most of them from Texas. I thought he was from Texas. I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta look it up now.
I don't know, but it's like, and you look at him because most of the time this is another conversation for us for black people to recognize somebody as black. We basically just go off of how they look.
You're right, Boonie.
How they look, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is pale like Curator is. Like, this is a white man to me. What are you doing? Even if he wasn't, like, why is it okay for some people? And what do y'all look for? I think with black men, they don't care.
See,
I don't think black men care about racism as much. Well, I'll say this: the street black men, those type of black men.
I think a lot of times it depends on your connection with the person.
It also depends on the person itself.
Like nobody that's about to say nigga.
I feel like that's what I feel like they do, but a lot of times they would look the other way. But I was the person that didn't look the other way with somebody. Like, I don't care who you was with. They let you say nigga, but I don't.
I'm good.
I always tell people there's no such thing as a black card. that whole fucking goddamn N-word pass is per black person. And if you're that fucking obsessed with being able to say the word, there's probably something wrong with you.
And I'm gonna say this: if you are saying it around a group of black people and they cool, that's only them. Understand that.
Yeah, don't take that
You'll get
outside.
jumped if you
Don't-
say it
do
around a
not
bunch
take
of
that
other ones.
Keep
outside.
it in that group.
Have you seen that interview on the news with Delroy Lindo, the actor? And it was just like they were talking about how who should and shouldn't say the N-word, right? And he was just like, say it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Say it.
Mhm.
Say it right
that's
now.
all I want to do.
Say it. I
Say
say
it,
it
I'll
with
say it
you.
with you.
Say he did. He said, "I'll say it with you," and he was like,
Say it.
like that nigga
Come on,
not
he was
about to
messing with it because if he did, I promise you he would have stopped it right there.
Because I tell you, like on reservation, you know, we would have white people fucking calling us prairie N-words because we were free range. And we came in a multi of colors.
There's a lot of derogatory terms that use that too, like
Like the sand part. Like,
Yeah.
why is that
Yeah,
the
the
main?
stand
You
N-word.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
It's
white
And
people.
no,
White people
that's
say
not
don't.
like that.
That's
White
the
people
thing
find-
too. There are derogatory terms against all people of color.
Of
Right.
But
course.
why is
They
it
don't-
that the N-word is y'all are so fascinated with it and y'all want to say it, but if we say something, it's a problem.
I don't
I-
think that
I
there
always
there
tell
is
people,
no
I
one
say
that
this.
hits. We could say cracker, we could say hunky. It don't hit the
None of
same.
them, they don't hit the same.
They
but
don't
at
hit the same.
'Cause
Like
Royal.
no, like,
Let me give you the fucking. Here's the up, down, AB cheat code. Here's the N-word for white people. Racist.
oh
It
no,
is.
we already knew that.
I am not a racist. My mother's grandfather,
Never.
cousin, sister is black.
That definitely is an N-word for them.
Yeah.
They hate it.
My
hate it.
brother's cousin's mother is dating a black man. I'm not racist. Look
That's
how pale
them,
I
not
am.
you.
And
I
I want
be
to say this
fucking-
too,
Right.
black people too. Some of that stuff that y'all be saying to be derogatory, I ain't letting it slide neither. You say the F word around me, I'm checking you. All of
Here's
it.
something I gotta
Let
fucking
it-
tell
let
you,
it-
You don't
Paris.
get to
I
say
learned
stuff
this
just
over
because
my
you
life.
black either.
I've had plenty of time, Boonie. That's why you laugh so hard when I brought up the sick of hell joke. My whole life, I've dated black women, and it just never clicked in my brain. That's just what I was attracted to. But then when it sees
never
me,
clicked
it sees
at
my
all?
girlfriend, and be like, "Oh, I didn't know you were like that." I was like what? Oh, you like that brown sugar? I'm like, no, that's just my girl. And every white man, I bet you, hit us in the comments, says this right after they find out you pale dating a black woman. I was with a black girl once. Like, motherfucker, I don't care. Where's this conversation? And then they follow like, she was light skinned though. And now at my age, when they bring that, I was with a black one once, I instantly hit them with, how black? Well, her daddy was, her mama was white. I'm like, don't count. Doesn't count.
I mean, if they say it can't and do that, I know.
Now, if the parents didn't get mad at you
Hey,
for
if
being
the-
together,
if
it
the
don't
big-
count.
If that person, if they mix and they identify as black, you cannot tell them folks that they're not black.
right.
No, here's what it is.
There's some people, like a lot of them know, like the 1 ounce rule always applies to me. But
that goes into the one of the topics, right? One of the other ones. I don't
Mhm.
wanna.
It's like, you know,
yeah, I wanna
Yeah, it's
hold
a
up
topic
on.
for a
I want,
different day.
yeah. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
no,
we
I'm part of the
need-
native
We
community.
need to have
like, how
Van and
black is
Mondo on
black?
for that too.
Definitely.
It's like the whole goddamn. I'm sure we're gonna get people on comments like when like on previous, I was like, Curator, you're not white. You know, you're just pale. I know that's gonna be hit fucking people because it hits my own community because I fucking go on lives on the TikTok as a native and like, nah, you're a pretendian, and I tell them my whole goddamn spiel, which I'm not gonna do it on camera
Don't do
because I don't want people to rip it off.
Forget them people, bro. Stop trying to prove yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, no,
If-
we do
Let
it
them
amongst
feel how
each
they
other.
feel, bro. You sit up there and you show your knowledge, you show your culture in a different way. But I'm not about to.
See, we share our culture amongst us because, like you came up to me and said I'm Native American. Because, like in my class to get redo my certification, She just said, I'm Native American. And once we hear Native American, we're like, okay, this bitch already failed. She just used the word American.
But you ready to move to the next segment?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a good point. I'm sorry.
So, going on to the Let's Fix It segment. Do you think it's possible to debunk stereotypes so they won't affect us? And if you could, and if it is, how would you do it?
Never. People always, humans as a species are a social creature. We are a pack animal. There's always people who want to be better than other people. And unfortunately, some people can only climb so far up that ladder. And then when they can't reach that next rung, all they got left is kicking and punching down.
So here's a way that you can break a stereotype when it comes to people, because a lot of those are just like hearsay. They heard from somebody else who heard from somebody else who heard from somebody else. If you put them in with a group of people, no matter what the situation is that they heard of, you show them, let's say, 5 people, right? And those 5 people, just your random everyday people, depending on whatever it is, I'm sure you're going to have a different take on everything. That would be like in anything from science, education, music and arts, so on and so forth. You're going to have different skill sets. Put them in the school campus, for instance. You're going to find people at different levels in an education system. It always happens. Go to college even, because some people think that certain people of certain skin complexions are not as smart as others. Dude, I had like a freaking 3.5 GPA when I was going through university. I mean, yeah. I mean, that was me traveling around the U.S. and everything too. But the point is, you're going to have all different types.
Right.
And for most people, that's going to show you, oh, yeah, huh. Well, I didn't think that they did this, or I didn't think that this happened like this, or something. Wow, you opened my eyes. What the hell? Little Ray or whoever had no idea what they were talking about.
Or when
So
you get
basically
punished for
integrate
being
people.
too educated.
Yeah. Or you have some cats that, you know, used to say,
after that we complete this.
When you too educated, especially as a woman, you a threat, bro.
What'd
Now
you say,
they don't
Shay?
want you.
No, I said I have a question after we finish
Yeah.
this segment.
Okay.
I
I mean-
was gonna say on the whole women being too educated, that just makes my dick harder. I'd say that.
There be some men that be like, I don't like you now. You got your own opinions.
I'm not gonna lie.
What y'all,
Can't you just, bro? I had a nigga
They
that say,
want
why
robots.
won't you just agree with me? Nigga,
they
want
want
robots.
their own little robots. They want somebody that they can control, and they want to feel like they're the highly educated ones. That's all that is.
And they're
not.
If we, that's a requirement for me to date. Period. You got to be smart because we got to be. What are we going to talk about?
Right.
Man, I want to chime on this one because I literally do this to everybody I date. I ask them 3 questions I think is common knowledge. Question 1: what does a Hawaiian dollar bill look like?
A normal dollar.
Failed already.
Hey, fuck exactly. Give me 2 presidents on Mount Rushmore.
Failed already.
Abe Lincoln and George Washington.
Both of us.
You have failed already.
It's only because I don't care. But
You should
Yeah, that
give
much more
answers
question
because
got me. I was like,
fucking
guess
broke.
what? Because guess what? You test me, I'm failing it on purpose.
On purpose.
oh my god.
100%.
That's fine. That means that picture is trash anyway.
100%. Oh, I don't know that. Oh, I don't know that.
I don't know that.
Dang, I don't know
Andrew Jackson. He fucked both the black and native community harder than anybody else.
Mm.
I was like, no, I asked
What was
that
the
one,
third
and the fucking guy. Let me answer the other 3 people on that video was my Washington, fucking Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt.
I know.
All people who've been shot, had slaves, or fucked slaves.
But y'all know me. I gotta reject you first.
And to
Boonie.
I do the rejecting here. You
Like,
understand?
what you mean?
I'm the captain
Test?
now.
A test? Are you serious?
here's the 3rd question.
Doing good?
What is it called when the theory when all lands were together at once?
What?
Pangea.
What's Pangea, bitch?
Okay. No, I didn't hear the question.
That's the question. What is Pangea?
Oh, okay. The
Uh,
supercontinent.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
For me,
Say so. All of you just lost dick right there. You didn't even pass goddamn the second question.
for me,
I can choose who I fuck. I ain't trying to fuck goddamn fucking underage shit.
I don't think it's fully possible to debunk the stereotype because we literally have the internet now where you can communicate with anybody and literally easily debunk it. Like Bert said, ask 5 people, but people choose. It could be right in your face.
They choose it. Yeah.
They choose to believe the stereotype because it makes them feel comfortable.
It makes them feel better
or superior,
Yep.
or whatever it is that it does for them that strokes their little ego that they'll never be able to do it. Like, well, only thing that we can do is just show that we're not a monolith. That's why I love to see us doing things that make them uncomfortable. We belong in every single space. We belong in
Just like everybody else.
Exactly. We could do whatever.
Oh, they saw with that brawl, that little boy jumping that water.
Right.
Across.
Oh, they never forget. That's never forget for me.
What was up?
That man went in there and was like, "What's up?" Man jumped in the water to run a fade. I ain't never seen that.
Bro, that is the blackest
Yo,
thing I have ever
that's a
seen
reason to
in
learn how
my
to swim
life.
for me. Like,
Literally, and I feel like even people who don't know how to swim would do that.
yeah.
Turn off and then for like 20 seconds.
People be like, "Oh, you can't swim." That's the blackest thing. That was the blackest thing about that brawl to me.
You gonna get these hands, bro.
Oh, that is so black. I don't know how to swim, but I did it to fight.
Yeah.
These hands are E for everyone.
I don't think there's a way to fully debunk it. We just got to keep doing us. That's the only way that we can possibly do it. We got to exist in these spaces. A lot of us exist in the anime spaces. We exist in the rock spaces. We just got to exist there, be there.
Yeah.
And whether they like it or not. And I don't care that you don't.
And it can't just be no one, though. Like, I'm sorry. I
gotta be all of us.
It can't be just one. Like, if you see
A
just
certain
one black
kind,
person in a space,
certain kind of black person too.
I'm a little suspicioso. Like, that's a little weird. Because it's like, only one?
Well, they pick who they want to. Who they want to be.
Exactly. The way they do diversity hires is wild.
Oh yeah, I hate that with a passion.
Hey, so you're the voice of all black people. What do you think? Like, bruh, I'm not. I got my own thoughts.
I'm not gonna lie.
Since you're black
to see if I can call back.
I'd be like, I don't have thoughts about that.
Exactly.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think about that.
I don't think about it at all.
What was that one? It was a segment in what is it, Insecure, where somebody asked Issa Rae's character something, and she was like, "Yeah, I know nothing about that." Like, it was something real, like she was supposed to know because she's black.
Yeah,
and she was just like, "Yeah, I don't know, I don't," and that's just me every day. If I'm the only black, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like you're not asking me as a black person. You're asking me as like an expert in whatever this is. That's how that works.
Right.
And they all treat us like that we are the experts on black culture altogether.
Yeah.
Every
time we're in a space, we are the voice of all black people, and that's wild, and I hate that.
I feel like we all are different representations of the culture or whatever.
Right.
Like we have things in common or whatever.
Really
and we also don't fit none of the stereotypes.
At all.
Like, before we move on, I really want to add on to that. Because, a lot of fucking people always think that every black person I know is the speaker of, for all black people. Being white passing, dating a black person, people are so comfortable coming up to me, "Oh my God, I can't believe your girlfriend's so nice. Black women tend to be more vicious. Or, angry." I'm like, the fuck? And then they ask me, and inevitably this question happens. Why can't they say the N-word but we can't. I literally told one old 70-year-old woman because she was a sweetheart. I'm like, if I call you a honky right now, will you be offended? Can I call you a cracker? Will you be offended? Can I call you a slave master? Will you be offended? And every time she said no, no, no. I'm like, the reason you can't say it is because if you say it, there's a fucking double meaning under it. I have no desire to say it. I've been on reservation. We were called pre-range, words. It is not. What's so special about the fucking word? It literally comes down to white people. You're not allowed to do this, but they want to be allowed to do everything.
Yep, the entitlement.
That's my
It's like how you gonna tell me what I can't do because I can. You're not entitled.
Say the word. Say the word if you want to catch these hands.
Say it.
That's like, me personally.
As we're having this conversation, I think at work how do I want to say this? Okay, I'm just going to describe the situation.
Does your voice change? You get a little more white.
Yeah, of course, there's code switching, of course. I think this white woman feels comfortable saying things to me, and I want to know why. Because I think she thinks that I'm one of those, like the good black.
A good black, yeah.
And she was just like, because I work in the medical field. I do, nothing like crazy. I just do like the registration or whatever. So I'm, I take patients. Hey, what you here for? Demographics, emergency contact, blah, 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 whatever. And insurance, whatever.
Okay.
And, so she, after the shift's over, she was like, oh, I had to really, first off, I don't give a fuck. It's not my money. If they have a balance, I don't care. I ain't never going to chase nobody down to come and pay no bill. I really don't care.
You're in billing.
Right.
Yep, I got it.
The American health system can kiss my ass. But anyway, I digress. She's like, yeah, I had to chase one of the patients down, because he had a $50 prescription. And I was like, she's like, yeah, you know how they are. I said, huh?
Who are they, bitch?
Who's they?
I would have been like, we are like nothing. Like, what you talking about? I would have been like, no, like, what you mean? How are they?
And it's like,
they will accidentally get you comfortable. It's like when Joe Biden shit.
And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck am I giving her that makes her think that? Because I'm polite to you?
Did you check her?
I think that's what it is too when you're nice. I feel like
I don't know who they are, but yeah, that guy who didn't have who you ran down, yeah, you run them down, but there is no they here.
Right.
Like I'm guilty of this, but it's on the opposite side because when I was working in factories to pay for my schooling, they were asking me, "Oh, who was at this machine before you?" And I said to my boss, who's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman, I said, "I don't know, some white bitch." Now, this is a 99% goddamn fucking white factory. I work on the black side where it's just me, the black people, and the fucking Mexicans. And every day is a party because, we bring in food, we throw it on top of the fucking goddamn oven of the machine, and it's warm by break time. And it's like, and then I just saw that woman cycling. It's like the buffering symbol in the thickest center of her head when I said some white bitch. I'm like, it's like they can't handle it when it's on their end.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, give me a dude.
In my line of work, there have been some organizations where I've been like the only black person in there, and then there have been some where I'm one of many.
Mm.
And the thing is, and honestly, looking as young as I look every day is always a question by itself too. So it's like, years ago when I used to be a consultant for a certain government entity or whatever, and I used to travel to DC all the time and all that, I was the young looking black kid in a group full of a bunch of white people giving a briefing about, how much money a certain organization was spending on obsolete equipment that need to be upgraded. And you give them like the whole metrics and all the testing that you're doing and everything, and saying, if you want to upgrade your fleet all over the world so you guys can actually be, encrypted again and everything, it's going to cost you this much money. And this is all the testing that we've done in the lab down in, XYZ, Virginia. That's all I'm going to say. And you would see all these people looking at this young kid in a suit just going like, huh? You did all? Yes, I did all this.
I don't. Why is that so fire?
Cool.
To me, it's
I hate
weird that they be shocked because it's like we've been proven that we're intelligent people
I'm gonna admit
since the
this.
beginning of time. Like
How
what?
long-
But
how
even
long do we
still,
gotta
though,
prove it
even
before they
all
believe
that
it?
regardless, there are stupid people of all kinds.
All kinds.
Don't
Every
sit here and
village
be
has
like,
its idiot.
"Oh, la di da, you're not one of the stupid ones." All right,
Yeah.
but there's some of your race that's kind of dumb too.
But
Yeah,
they
and I'm
get
using
to be
kind
in
of very lightly.
places. They
Mhm.
get to be
Well,
in places
cousin
that
fucking gets you
our
there
race
quick.
can't. If they be having sometimes the same, and I don't even feel like I hate how we measure intelligence because somebody could be bad at one thing but extremely
Well,
good at something
exactly.
else. I don't like how there's like a across the board you're intelligent or you're not, because whenever people used to be like you so smart whatever, I'm like I just got good memory.
See,
What you
that's
mean?
also
I just
another
remember
subject where
this.
people always say you just inherently smart, so you should automatically pass.
You're
I
smart.
don't know
That's
what I'm
not
doing yet, there,
true.
bitch.
Most of schooling is just retaining information. Anyway.
Information, that's it.
That's
We
exactly
retain
what
and
it is.
regurgitate.
And it
That's
be
what
boring.
it is.
It be so
Repetition.
boring. It be
That's what it
repetition. It
is.
be boring because it's repetition. So it's like that's why
Read
the
this
reason why
textbook.
these other
Now take
kids
this
are
test that you
not
just read
the
from the
reason
textbook.
why and the reason why other kids are not excelling at the rate that I am because it's boring.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
really not
If it's
challenging.
something
They
that
don't
interests them, yeah.
care. They don't care about this stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
because
not a
they're
one size
dumb.
fit all.
Right. It's not because
Yeah.
they're dumb. It's just this is not us. And I feel like the educational system ain't for us. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Specifically us, it's not.
It's never been and never will be.
You ever think how it's
Ain't
convenient
for
that
us.
on the black community that the Fifth Amendment is what made you people, and in every history book, black and slavery is always chapter 13.
The unlucky
Yeah,
number.
That shit's just fucking too goddamn convenient. And that's always the skip over chapter. Like, oh, we're running out of
that's
time this
always the
year.
shortest lesson.
So we're just gonna run
That's
past that.
that's the same thing they do with sickle cell. Give it a paragraph.
And I fucking asked her,
Bro,
you know,
in
Get a
every medical
paragraph and
book,
keep it
bro.
moving. Every
I
book,
hate it.
even in the medical field, it's wild.
They don't know shit. It blows me.
You don't
It
even.
blows me.
It's wild. It's like, damn, we don't exist.
Like there's not
no,
one.
you just haven't found me yet.
But then the only people that be knowing is sickle cell specialists. Like they literally, and there's very few.
They have to
people.
specialize in that field. Like
I'd be asking, I always ask my girls that I date, like, oh, I'm tired of you saying, like, are you taking iron pills or anything like that? You might be anemic. And they're like, no, I'm not anemic. Have you had a sickle cell test done then? And they're like, why would I do that? That's so rare. Well, you might fucking have it. Let's check it off the fucking list.
They don't give sickle cell tests like that. They got to be something like you going
If
a
you ask
person.
someone, they have to do it.
So they do. They do that now.
I have a question for you that I want to ask outside of this, but remind me later. Ruben. I want to ask. You.
Okay.
Did you ask your question, Shay, that you wanted to ask?
Oh, speaking of schooling, I just wanted to get everybody's thought process on this. So
Happily.
White people attending HBCUs in high numbers. I just want to know thoughts because I don't know. It's fine to me, but it's always a question of why. Like I want to know why specifically they would want to. It's nice, depending on
it's
their
not
thoughts.
fine to you.
You said what?
It's not. They need to get out.
You said
I feel like it could be a good thing only because the African American study class there will be a lot more in depth than they would be at a PWI. So
That's if you care.
That's if you take it though.
That's also if you care that they learn our history. I don't care. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care about correcting white people's racism. I don't care about showing them that we're different and all of. I don't care.
I feel like
I mean, there's an HBCU here in my town. Actually, it's probably like 15 minutes away from me, and I know there's some white people that go there. I mean, whatever.
I do want to know though. Like, I feel like there should be like a questionnaire. Like, that's to be the first question. Why do you want to come here?
And some of them, they might choose that because that school specializes in whatever they're trying to do. They might do it because it's the farthest away from their hometown. You never know.
Unfortunately,
they can afford it.
Unfortunately, though, a degree from an HBCU will never be seen as the same as a Stanford or a Yale degree. And it's no matter what, even if they specialize in something, how is this beneficial to you, really?
Like I'm very close and barely off res. So is there anything like a powwow? I have to ask, like HBCU.
It's a historical black college or university.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it's a historical black culture, some white people would do the advantage of, say if I can't afford college, I'll apply to a historically all black college due to the token law. Because it's like how a lot of black people will, go to pass on, like, they're a C student, but they get into Yale because they got to keep the numbers up. It's like a factory or any kind of retail, any kind of goddamn healthcare, any business you have to. They have to keep a certain minority up. And if a white person goes to a all black college, well, they basically got themselves a full ride right there. Now, like with powwows, that's just celebrating our culture. That's why I was confused because we don't have schools for that.
A lot of the HBCUs in America, like right now, are going through a crippling funding issue. So it's like they're trying to keep their numbers up and everything. They're trying to get money, but it's not coming in like it used to. And this happened like during, I want to say it happened like right before the Trump era, actually. There was a lot of dwindling numbers in those colleges. So yeah, a bunch of them that might have primarily had black people might have more white people coming there. And they're not going to turn them away because they have upgrades they need to do. They have all kinds of other stuff that needs to happen. They don't have the same shareholders, funding the university like they used to for whatever reason. I don't know all the details for it.
And, when I was 18, 17, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for my medical school and all that shit. And my teacher, Mr. Dino, love that man. He had fucking goddamn locks down his ass. And, he was half native, he was half black. He told me if I wanted to get my degree and do it as cheap as possible, apply to a college in Atlanta. Because I'm white passing. I'm native. They're going to take me in a real quick and hurry because I'll check 2 boxes. And that's what it came down to. I would check 2 boxes.
It's something that Curator said that I wanted to comment on too before we move on.
Go ahead.
When you were talking about earlier, how it's some of us, because of our race or whatever, we only gonna get but so far. And then you start, and when you get to that level, you start kicking people down. If black people actually, when they got to a point or when they get to a certain amount of money or whatever, they making money or whatever, and they actually share the wealth within the community, take that money and really fuel the community, change that community, we could change stuff. But because people are so greedy and it's an individual game, they don't do that because they have this, if I give it away, I won't have it. That's not true.
Is that right?
If you're fueling your community, everybody, you investing in businesses, you're creating an ecosystem where everybody has something to contribute, you always gonna get that back. You always gonna get that back. And even if you don't, your community got it. You got it within that. That's the only way we would be able to rise out of a lot of the stuff that we in. But because people have this I don't got enough mindset. I gotta keep.
It's the poverty mindset.
Yeah,
a lot of us
I don't
will
want to
never
be
get
poor
over it.
again. I don't want to be poor again type of mindset. But if you don't want to be poor again,
It's like I tried to get you on call with me and
live with
Royal.
your community.
I was like, everything like I'm wearing right now, this is more of a, more regalia jacket, but it's not regalia. But this is deer hide, riverstone, and all this is beading. I will not buy from a non-native. I am paying into my own community. I completely understand that. The schooling, we get teachers, telling us to take advantage of the system, and my father, who is fucking native too, obviously. But he always told me that, you can't beat the white man at his game, but you could learn the rules better. And that was the advice he gave me. And, like me and my twin, would always tell us that we would be, glad one day that we can blend. And for me, I hate the idea of having to blend. It's like when me and my girl went to a festival up here. I was wearing this same jacket, and she's like, "It's so loud." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm letting them know I'm not one of these fucking crackers over here."
I wanted to before we move on to the story time segment, I wanted to say it's a Jay-Z line that he had said way back in '96 too. He said, "If every nigga in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged. Nobody will fall because everyone will be each other's crutches." It's you
100%.
stop worrying about that. Stop worrying about if you gonna fall off. If you making a lane for everybody else, you gonna be good.
You setting it up
You're
where
setting
you
the
won't
foundation.
ever you won't ever have to think like that, because you created that ecosystem. But because also the stuff we spend money on, I'm not gonna make a big point to be like black people don't know how to spend their money, because I just feel like it's in us to want to look good.
Right,
It's
right.
just in us, so we can't help. But
That's
I'm
a
not
subject.
paying no $100,000 for no chain.
Ever.
That is crazy.
I don't care if I got it like that.
I'm not doing that.
I know I'm from a different
Then
culture, but
sing
none of
about
this
it
shit cost
on
me
every song.
$100,000.
I'm not
It's
doing
so,
that.
but
You can buy a
it's
house.
so wild though. Right. It's so wild how they can, people of that wealth that are black could buy those things. But then if they say like, oh, invest your money in black businesses. Oh, but that's too expensive.
Nah.
That's business people too expensive. Too expensive. I can't buy it. But you buying Louis and Coats and all these people who don't give a fuck about you.
Status
They
symbol.
literally have made merchandise
There's some
about us being about
Hey,
our
fucking
stereotypes.
man.
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Status symbol. That's
there's
all that
certain
is.
things that I can understand, but like these super extravagant stuff that you just wasting money for real, like just
It's certain
because you
things
could
I
do
can
it.
understand too, like if you get paid to do that.
Right.
I mean, business deal like
You got it. You gotta sponsor me. If you want me to wear yours, sponsor me.
I'm not
Yeah.
otherwise.
But
Yeah,
that's
give me
the
a Louis
thing.
duffel bag. But
If you're
Nah,
somebody's
but you're
sponsor,
wrong. Twisted
if they're giving you
Tea.
stuff,
They
they're
didn't
usually
sponsor us.
free.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
usually free.
It's usually
Which
free.
means
You
you
get
ain't
that fucking
spending the
work.
money. That's smart.
But
Why are y'all spending $100,000 on a
that's the
chain?
thing though, because
Louis and Gucci outside.
No,
that's the thing. They're not getting sponsored for it, but they see these other niggas who are getting sponsored for that type of thing,
wearing it,
and then they
I
wear it
know.
too. It's just like that's the purpose. You are making them money. No, let them be the sponsor for it. You find your own sponsor.
Exactly.
Well, you ever hear the rapper Hobson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His song "Fly," he literally talks about they sell us gold chains and Gucci and all that to distract us. And telling you that
because that's all they talk about in rap music now. When I love me some Key Glock, okay, and I feel like Key Glock is like the rapper for niggas who want to be rich. It's like
I'm still on MC
niggas
Light.
who want to be rich, they listen to him and they think that they gonna get it like him, but they're not. But he that's what he rap for, right? But I be listening to his songs. I'm like, this nigga is these songs is billboards. all he talk about is what he got on, how much he
I,
paid for
I,
this,
I
how much he
blame
paid for
I
that.
blame that on the Cash Money era. Because
Yeah.
if you look at it before that, people would actually like sometimes wear chains and stuff, but it wasn't as prevalent. And after that, oh bling bling, I got it in the like Lil Wayne and
Well,
and
it's
Baby.
not just the music
South.
industry either, and we seem to forget that. You know, you have like these what do you call it? The preachers that like flash off and all that, showing off everything.
Oh, show pony.
Prosperity
Creflo
preachers.
Dollar and all them, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, look at the chain I got, look at the car I got, look at the $3,000 or the $30,000 suits I wear and everything. It's embedded
back to
in a
Christianity
bigger
again.
culture. Yeah, Christianity was not meant to be something where you're like, oh, look at the Rolex my congregation got me, and all of them are eating ramen noodles and shit.
They
Yeah.
taking them people money. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
Like
There
Bert.
was this video of the pastor that got robbed on the in New York. Twice, bro, twice.
And that's
Did you see the video of the preacher that had a fit because his congregation would not buy him a Movado watch?
Yes.
Bruh.
Yeah. He's like, you can go to Sam's Club right now. They have a Movado museum watch in there for $500. All I'm asking you to do is buy me a $500 watch.
He tried to guilt
to be giving the money to the Lord.
He tried to guilt his congregation into that. You see, that's why you're not getting blessed because you're not treating the man of God right.
Me. Like,
and don't get me wrong, I've been a watch collector for years. Okay, like that's one of my hobbies. Like for real. But it's not like I'm asking anybody out there to go buy me a freaking Holy Grail watch for me or something like that.
I don't understand it because it's like bro, you know how scared I would be to wear stuff like that around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it.
I have a few in the safe right now. I've never worn. I just get them serviced just because I'm not in the realm to be wearing something like that.
You can't just be walking outside, bro.
Honestly,
where I live.
That's why you don't see LA rappers stunting like that because we know
that's some southern stuff.
Know.
It'd be weird. Like, what are y'all doing?
We gonna snatch that chain off your neck, bro.
Let me tell you what.
Your mom.
That reason is why those LA rappers are going to Carolinas looking for Haitian bodyguards.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't afraid of death.
Your mom lives in an apartment and you're walking around with $100,000 watch. You're sick.
Wait, who was that dumbass rapper who fucking got them gym tattooed, like embedded in his skull?
Oh my God, that motherfucker!
He did what?
Yeah, Uzi Vert. He put that pink diamond right there in his forehead, like where your third eye's supposed to be.
And they got infected too, dude.
And that bitch fell out.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Because from a medical standpoint, we're all sitting there.
That's so gross.
That's subcutaneous.
They have this
only be under the
idea
skin.
that if you gotta wear it so people can know, like, if you're working in a certain space or whatever, you have to dress like this so so people can know. Because I heard them talking like that or whatever on a podcast, and it's like, no, you don't.
You don't.
You're literally
the people who have the money. They don't dress like that at all.
I kid you not. Like,
people to want this stuff. So no, I'm gonna dress the way I've been dressing. Yeah, will I buy stuff that's better quality? Yeah, but I'm not wearing. I'm not spending $100,000 for nothing.
Yeah. So like, funny story was, I think for my 30th birthday, that was 4 years ago. My mom got me this really, really awesome watch that was on my list of things to get. Right. Like, one day when I grow up, I'm going to get me that one because I was like, well, it's nice. It's heavy. It's got some substance to it and everything. I kid you not, I opened my door one day. The UPS delivery driver has like this big old Invicta yellow box in there, which is like, one of the reserve ones. It's not like a normal watch. And you're like, what the hell did somebody send me? Right. I open it up. It's got the card for Mom. Happy 30th birthday. I'm like, I'm never going to wear this. Right. I was just thinking of you, and I know you like your shiny stuff. I'm like, Mom, this thing can take out somebody's fucking head if I whack them with it. And it's going to survive. She's like, well, you going to ever wear it? I'm like, what you're asking me to do is switch my silver and black to gold to wear this. Exactly. Except for it would be on my wrist and I'd go like, bah, and then be like, oh, look at the time. Your ambulance is going to be here in like 20 minutes. You'll be okay.
That's like the necklaces I wear on my neck. I recently talked to Laura about this last night. I had a white guy fucking complimenting them, and I'm telling him, like, oh yeah, it's Nashabe joy. And then he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, pot of water me.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary, I got to the bank in the last 20 minutes before they closed, and he's wanting to have a whole goddamn conversation with me. I'm giving him information, things I can just share openly because he was being polite and being respectful. And it was one of those things. It's like sometimes you get tired of those fucking conversations. It's like I even told him that in a place, an area like we have powwows where you are welcome to come see us. I don't look native to you. What the fuck am I supposed to look like to you? I'm sorry that I don't fit under the category that all white people look the same, all Mexicans look the same, or all black people look the same. Sorry that doesn't work for you in your fucking goddamn head.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Royal Genius Podcast. Stay tuned for part 2 of our conversation about mythical black stereotypes coming out next week. Thank you for watching. See you guys next week.